Have they never made another shooter?
No. Blabbity, 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 blabbity.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Blabbity, 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 blah, blah.
Gonna blow your eardrums. My singing is crap.
Blah, blabbity, 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 blah, blah.
Go up the hill, you stupid hedgehog! Tails can do it!
Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing
If there's
Duck!
trouble, you call DW.
Who?
Darkwing Duck.
Let's get dangerous.
I may not
Earthbound.
be a smart man, but I know what love is.
Oh. Oh, whatever. That was worth it.
Sven! Put the present down, that's not yours! Why is he from Jersey?
We did it!
That's it? You did it with one man and half of a life left?
That's right, Loki has gone down. Arthur used his magic weapon to finally destroy Loki.
Yeah!
All right, everybody,
Shuffle?
let's shuffle.
I'm freaking racing, I'm freaking rad. Yeah, I'm rad! Can you look how rad I am? Oh yeah! Let me tell you something about life! You gotta take it by the horns! And take those horns and put it up someone's butt!
What is this, my first shooter? Have they never made another shooter?
No. Blabbity, 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 blah.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Blabbity, 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 blah, blah.
Gonna blow your eardrums. My singing is crap.
Blah, blabbity, 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 blah, blah.
Go up the hill, you stupid hedgehog! Tails can do it!
Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing
If there's
Duck!
trouble, you call DW.
Who?
Darkwing Duck.
Let's get dangerous.
I may not
Earthbound.
be a smart man, but I know what love is.
Oh.
Let's stick to the. Let's keep going with what we've been starting.
I think everyone
With
can hear you
what
too.
we've been starting.
Like-
Hey, there's Slippy. All right, welcome
hey,
in,
look,
guys.
it's Slippy. You decided to show up to something.
Hey now. He's been pretty good about trying to do this stuff.
Out the gate, I am horrible today. All right, anyway. I have to, minimize OBS, or else my computer's probably going to go to the moon. Abusing your audience, something like that, I guess. All right, here we go.
All right, so we're doing the RA review tonight, which is Retro Achievements Review. We're going to start out, game plan here is we're going to start out with going over the new sets, as we do every week. And then we're going to go over community progress on Retro Achievements for the last week. And then we will each pick a game and play it for maybe 20, 30 minutes and try to pick some early achievement that we can go for and see if we can get it. So that's the game plan for tonight. Welcome on in, everybody.
It's a short list of games. Some good games on here, but a short list of games.
Let me toss up a link to Retro Achievements, first of all, and pin it for the night.
And
I'll
this
do
is-
that manually pinned at the end of stream.
Here's the list
Yeah.
that basically where we're looking at if you want to follow with us.
Yeah. So, yep. Okay, so we ended up last night, or not last night, last
week.
Monday. Same RA time, same RA channel, right? We ended up at ODT Escape or Die Trying, which was a Psygnosis game on PlayStation that actually kind of reminded me of like Tomb Raider a little bit and some other games. So I think neither of us were super interested in that one. But first one for tonight is an unlicensed Crash game for Game Boy Color. So Interestingly, there were some Crash games, I believe, that came out on Game Boy Advance later on. I want to say that from Pulse XP and Foxy and Knocker talking, I think I remember them saying that they weren't too impressed with those ones. But this one was an unlicensed game.
What, an unlicensed Crash game?
Yeah, on the Game Boy Color.
Huh.
It's called Crash 2 Advance, which is interesting. So it makes me think was intended to be on Game Boy Advance.
It's a huge
But-
adventure. Oh my.
The huge adventure.
Yeah.
It looks like a 2D platformer. It may be an unfinished game. No, it looks like it has a final boss. Defeat the final boss without jumping or spinning. Interesting. Not sure how you would be able to do that, but interesting. Beat the game without dying or taking damage.
A lot of people, like Wise Man, I've noticed, and I was even listening to Sark, and they were even saying like some of the sets in RA, if you're gonna add these ridiculous achievements that are in there, like for the set, then like you definitely need a video of someone doing it or something, because even Wiseman was like, just the stuff that they make you do in some of these is like absolutely insane.
I mean, it really depends developer to developer. There's quite a few that are pretty reasonable, and quite a few that will keep the really, really insane achievements into like a bonus set. Hey there, Cosmic, welcome in. We are just starting. So
Yep.
this is the first game we were talking about was Crash 2 Advance, which is the huge adventure, which is an unlicensed Game Boy Color game. So kind of interesting, 2D platformer.
Just be aware if you are going to play this that it is a huge adventure game, so you might get sucked into it, as the title says, huge adventure.
I'm sure Game Boy Color games are usually not too bad, and it didn't look like there were that many stages. Pretty short achievement list too.
TJ.
Hey TJ, welcome in. So the next one on our list here is the Drawn to Life SpongeBob SquarePants edition. So the Drawn to Life series, I'm not really sure what all it involves. It says 2D platformer and sandbox.
I think Drawn to Life SpongeBob was with Doodle Bob. And apparently Doodle Bob is some sort of unofficial, like, awesome thing that people love from SpongeBob, from what I found out. And what Slippy says is you draw the solutions and puzzles. Sometimes you draw your character and play what you do.
Allowed. So is it kind of like Scribble Dots? You draw your character and plays what you drew.
I'm guessing.
That looks kind of interesting. Let's try that again. Let's try finding a quieter gameplay video. SquarePants. Drawn to Life.
Hello, everybody.
All right, whoops.
Hello.
That's not what I wanted.
Hello.
We wanted to mute that because we don't want to steal other people's content. We're just really looking to see what does this game play like.
Slippy, have you played these before? Looks kind of cool. Oh, the original Draw to Life? Patrick, you're thinking. Oh, the infamous pencil. God, that was such a good episode, too. He's like, oh no, Doodle Bob. And like Doodle Bob comes out, and Doodle Bob. I think the way Doodle Bob talked was very interesting. Have you seen that Doodle Bob episode, Baron?
Nah, I don't think I caught very many SpongeBob episodes as a kid.
So Doodle Bob,
was-
well, you didn't like? I mean, SpongeBob's all right.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it was kind of popular when I was in high school, so I was already kind of not really watching a lot of cartoons per se.
This one's pretty cool. I mean, like, the animation of your character looks nice. You weren't into SpongeBob? I liked SpongeBob was all right. I mean, now it's I don't know what they did, but it's okay.
Well, it's a little bit hard to see what exactly you're doing. Obviously, you're drawing some stuff. It seems to be pretty story heavy as well as you go. But I mean, this might be just sort of an early part of it. So if you like skip on. Oh, interesting. Okay, so you can be drawing and stuff as you're doing the
Mm-hmm.
2D platforming.
See all that like black doodle stuff that's in here? That was what Doodle Bob was made out of.
Uh, is
SpongeBob's
your
cool.
nephew's favorite? That's cool.
SpongeBob's pretty cool. I personally liked the Christmas episode because it was all it was a stop motion animation. Clay was it clay animation? Some of it might have been clay. No, it was stop motion animation, and they really put a lot of work into that one Christmas episode. And I think that was the best episode of SpongeBob I've ever seen. In fact, enough that I've made it a holiday tradition around Christmas time to watch it because I thought it was good. But yes, I guess Baron, we are done with SpongeBob.
I was just gonna actually we should probably look through the set maybe a little bit more deeply. Okay, so they got progression ones.
We don't really
finish
have
the
a lot
different
of people into SpongeBob, so I mean I don't know if this is going to be one that you guys are going to be looking at, but
Well, got you. We got Cosmic, and then and Slippy like the Drawn to Life game.
yeah, the OG Drawn to Life.
Okay, so you got some secret area discovery. You got some sort of kind of collectibles. Eliminate scribbles. Rescue all citizens. So kind of what you'd expect from a more kind of open type platformer with more collectathon type elements to it. Buy all stuff from the shop. And there's a few damageless achievements. Okay. So I don't know. This doesn't look like a bad set to me. This looks like a pretty good set for
Kinda
John
just
DeLife.
straightforward. Oh, Cosmic, that's kind of cool. If you wanna shoot a message on which ones they were in chat, that'd be nice to see which ones you were looking at.
Yeah.
Super VG.
Yeah, so next up we got Super VG on the Super Nintendo, which was a fighting game.
Yes.
Like you get, that looks kind of like a maid outfit in there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if all the fighters are that way, but at least one of the more popular ones apparently are.
Dragon Warriors 3, Abe's Oddworld Odyssey. This one, this is an interesting game.
And Abe's Oddworld was a good one, and Dragon Quests they're all pretty good.
Never played Abe's Oddworld.
It's kind of a puzzle platformer. It's pretty interesting.
Oh, all right. I like puzzle platformers.
Okay, so basically beat the game with each character.
Yep.
Looks like, wow, there's some damage lists. You need to get perfects on I'm surprised they put that in the main set.
Yes, and I happen to like this game. And I was very surprised when I saw that. That was a very big letdown. That should have been a subset. And I feel for a fighting game, this is a very heavy set to go off of. There's a lot that's in this. There's a lot of achievements to do. And I
get two perfect rounds in a row.
Yeah. And I feel like if you're going to want people to play fighting games, because a lot of people don't, and I think in Scanlines, really, relatively speaking, only myself and Slippy are the ones that actually love fighting games. I looked at this, and Slippy, I don't know if you want to look at it too, or get your, have your opinion on it, but I felt that set was extremely unfair for a fighting game.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to say without having played it. Because some games it's not actually that hard to get a damage list.
I own the game, and the game is it gets ridiculous. It has that like pyramid system where you do the first two battles, like the first two, you're great. The third battle, you're just getting completely wrecked, and then the next two that go up are seemingly hard. Then the one after that is even harder. So it's that's the way SNK games are usually just Neo Geo games are built off of. I,
I mean,
that's gonna
I
be
would
hard.
say in fighting games in general, like sometimes there's games that have more like a rock paper scissors kind of feel to them, where
Right.
certain characters work really well against certain other characters and have weaknesses to other characters. But I'd say most of the fighting games I've played, not that I've obviously you've played a lot more than I have, but I think most do kind of go with that pyramid scheme of no matter what fighter you're against, the AI is basically off for your first fight or two, and then it starts getting super serious, and it goes from like an easy, medium to hard, and then by the time you get to the end boss usually cheats.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
that's
true.
been my experience with games.
That's true.
Then it starts reading your inputs. Yeah, that's what I would call cheating. They're all mainly just retro games you're interested in playing, and I might try to badge. Well, that's cool, Cosmic. Like those are some good games. Might as well go for the badge if they're not too bad, but just good games to play if you haven't played them. Fun games to go back to. The Abe's Odyssey series, Munch's Odyssey, Dragon Quest, the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I'm looking forward to diving back into those at some point. Next up, we've got Ace Combat. So this is the prequel that came out on PS2.
This one looks good.
I've only ever played, I think, Air Combat on PS1, and maybe number 3, which I forget which system it was on. But this is a pretty good series of pretty popular series of flight simulators on consoles, which there really aren't many of. So it is kind of, it doesn't have a lot of competition, I suppose, but it's I don't know, something different.
You don't. It's different. Like, you know, you got shooters, you got fighting games, and you got, I don't know, millions of games out there, different genres of games and stuff. And this one's not, I mean, like a flying game, kind of like flying fighter game. You don't really see too many of them. So it's kind of interesting to see that a set like this would, you know, go up. I think it happens to be a pretty good game. I've seen it played once or twice before in front of me. Kind of enjoyed, you know, when my friend was playing it. So yeah, dogfighting, exactly, and it's fun. So,
Hey, Master Welch, welcome in.
what's up, Welsh? Sometimes dogfighting games can be a lot of fun.
Does this nuke work? Sure does. You're about to popcorn to the ground. Woof. I would be interested to see what that's for. That's interesting. One of your aircraft have accumulated 765 kills and acquired the secret cheese wheel in its cockpit. Interesting. Complete any mission using cockpit view only. I would probably keep the cockpit view for the most part. If this is anything like air combat. But yeah, this is looks like a pretty straightforward set. You do have to do a lot of these missions. They want you to beat them within a certain time period. Looks like this one they don't want you to take teammates on or wingmen. A lot of the earlier flight simulator games had pretty bad wingmen anyway, so a lot of times you're better off flying without them. Depending on the game. But yeah, so flying in harder modes. It's probably hard to say without playing it, like if these are really difficult or not. But if you like flight simulators, there you go. There's a set for you. It's a pretty large set. I would also say the Ace Combat series has really good music too. So that's something I wouldn't mind going through.
You wanna look this up on YouTube just to show the what it looks
Sure.
like? I think it's definitely noteworthy. Awesome game.
The curtain rises.
Here we go.
Oh, no, that's not
played Big Brain Academy today because it has achievements, but your ROM does not work for achievements. Yeah, sometimes you have to do some searching for the right version because sometimes there's alternate flashes, and they'll only put the achievements on like 1 or 2 of them that they'll connect to. Sometimes they're really good about like doing the like the undubbed versions of things and patched versions that have fixes, things like that.
This looks pretty. I mean, the graphics are great for PS2.
Yeah.
I mean, this is Jet Fighter Man. Yeah.
Jet Fighter Man. Yeah.
It looks good. I used to know kids that had rigs set up playing this game with the cockpit and the gauges, and oh my god, well, that wiring was a nightmare to do for the computer and everything. But yeah, it looks like a really solid game if you're into it and your computer can handle it. I think if I tried to play this on my computer would probably blow to Mars. But I mean, that's fine. You know, whatever. It'd be orbiting the Earth, but it's cool. So
fair enough. On to the next one. So we've got another Game Boy Color game.
That is Ace Combat TJ. So yeah.
Yeah, that was Ace Combat Zero we were looking at. TJ, they have a set for it for PS2. The first computer on Mars. Yeah. Slippy says Bionic Commando looks like Action Man in the cover art. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, I would agree with that. So this is Elite Forces, so it's probably another running gun. I don't know. Would you call it Bionic Commando running gun? I think the original was a running gun, right? Like in the
Commando,
arcade?
yeah, believe so.
So yeah, it looks like you get through the different stages. There's a female commando and a male commando. Okay, so 15 stages. And then Arcturus, so probably 16 stages. Promotions, find hidden items. Collect capsule points. Max out your lives. So that is essentially a deathless achievement. Well, it might be, depending on how easy it is to get lives in this game. Back shot. 3 targets, 3 bullets. Okay, then there's some damageless achievos for different missions, for the whole mission. Okay. But there's only 4 of them, so they picked 4 of them that are where it's doable. The fact that there's only 4, not the whole game, says that they've probably picked out some that are more feasible, and they've not done them for ones that are not. So that suggests
how many
it's
are in
probably
here?
a fair step. There's only 4 damageless achievements. So I was just saying the fact that there's only 4 suggests to me that the developer probably picked some stages that weren't that bad, or that it seemed more doable.
All right, I could see that. If it's doable, it's pretty awesome then.
You can't jump in Bionic Commando. You have to use your grapple. Oh. Interesting. And Slippy says he finished Lunar 1 on PS1 and started Lunar 2 on PS1.
Oh, wow, you finished Lunar 1? That's awesome. I gotta, I got so screwed. Not to derail off or anything, but I'm doing the 13 console challenge, and I'm playing Albert Odyssey, and I'm at a point where I have to go rescue the people from the Thieves' Den, and I'm like, okay, great, this is gonna be, not so bad. And you know what happens? Every time I get close to getting to the boss in the Thieves' Den, the game completely glitches. I am stuck at that point playing it on Saturn, so I might have to emulate it. But I gotta figure it out. And I'm pissed because I have 37 hours into the game that cannot transfer over to RetroArch?
Talk to Drake. Drake might be able to figure something out for you to transfer a save game, because I think there are ways. I'm not entirely sure how.
I have the Pro Action Replay that I would need to hook up a parallel, so it would probably go parallel to USB, and then pull the save file from that off.
Yeah, we don't need to get into the details and the weeds of it, but
Okay.
I bet there's a way to do it. Is all I'm saying.
I mean, but Slippy talks about, I'm not getting into it and go off on tangents, but all right, so Slippy talks about Alien Trilogy for my Saturn game on the console challenge thing. Alien Trilogy is a good game. I know. Alien Trilogy is a good game. I have it. It's not bad. It was one of the first. No, it was like the fourth Saturn. I mean, I have the game when it came out, but it's fun. It's not bad on Saturn. So, and DW rated us. What's up, DW? How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, well, come on in, man.
This one's fun.
So Alien Trilogy on Saturn was the next one in the list here. So it's a shoot 'em. It's a first-person shooter, right?
Right.
Yeah, I've not really delved into this series, so I'll let you talk about it.
It's not bad. It's like Doom with aliens. You run around, you pick up the guns. You gotta work your way out of, I guess, what is it, the base that you're on or something. What's really a big pain is the face huggers, because as they're running towards you, you have to back away enough in order for you to get the target acquisition in order to shoot them. So it's kind of hard to shoot them without the shotgun that sprays, but other than that, I personally think it plays better on the Saturn than it does on the PlayStation. It is a really good game, and kind of noteworthy to play. It was a big one on Saturn when it came out that a lot of people did want. But it's your straight like FPS 3D world alien, get off the ship quick type of game like that. The one good thing I did like about this game that would help you do the set a little bit easier is the fact that there is a radar, so you know where the aliens kind of are, and you know how to prepare for them with like what type of guns you're gonna want to use. So you can see that in the bottom right hand corner in the screenshot. But that's about it. I mean, it's your normal Doom-esque type of game.
And we should mention that on Saturn, on the RetroArch emulator, you can hook up your mouse to work as a mouse. I didn't. I used it for a couple of Jigsaw games, and it felt like it could only move up, down, left, right. It couldn't move diagonally. So I'm not sure how well that would work. But you might be able to set yourself up with a WASD mouse keyboard setup for playing these on the emulator. So for those of us that totally hated FPS games on consoles because you couldn't do, at the time, it wasn't really feasible to do mouse and keyboard. Like, I think some of those things were available but not widely available, or not necessarily well known. So yeah, this might be a reason to give this another shot for those of us that didn't care for playing FPS with a controller. So
I would say it's a good idea. It's a really good, noteworthy idea that you just said to bring up. Playing this like that, I think that's a really solid idea. I think a lot of people would really get happy over that. I mean, I know I would, because it's very hard with the controller. I've heard you can use the Knights controller because of the 3D joystick on it. I have not tried that. If it works, I'll let you guys know in Discord if you do have an original Saturn and want to play it on Saturn, but that's about it.
Alright.
What's our next one? Crash?
We got another Crash game. So this one's Crash Advance 4 on the Game Boy Advance. It's another unlicensed one, which means they didn't release it. I mean, it looks like the full game is here, so it's not just a prototype. Pretty short though. Pretty short list of achievements. Without attacking twice while airborne. Without taking any damage. Without taking any damage. And then beat the whole game with Deathless. In Crash games, I wouldn't think Deathless is that bad. In like the regular Crash games, it's not too bad. I mean, obviously you have to kind of get good at it, but it's not unfeasible. And we can already see there's already 3 or 4 people who've tried it have gotten the Deathless achievement. So seems like a pretty doable set. The retro ratio here, or maybe that's the wrong word, but the ratio of people that have gotten these achievements of those who've tried is pretty high, and you've already got three people who've badged it. So
It's not bad. Looks kind of fun. Oh, over the top.
Could be pretty good. Next up, we've got an 80K game on Neo Geo CD. So this is yet another one to the list of the Neo Geo CD stuff. Let's see, it looks like another top-down racer. So we've already seen
the graphics are not good on this one at all.
It's not a top-down racer?
No, it is. It's a top-down racer, but what for the Neo Geo CD could do, this game does not give it justice.
Well, I will say, from my own experiences with playing the Neo Geo CD games, 80K is not a company that gives me a lot of confidence.
Yeah, that's so true. Those are usually more of the cheaper games that when you start collecting, you go for first. The cars look great here, don't get me wrong, but you look like you're playing with Matchbox cars. Music's alright. It's got that, hard Euro techno. So, Eurotrance, that's what it's called, Eurotrance. Now, we should ask our resident race enthusiast people in the chat, which would be Cosmic and DW. Does this look like a game that you guys would play? Because I know DW and Cosmic have played their fair share of racing games.
Well, yeah, but I feel like this is almost a totally different type of game. I mean, maybe that's not quite the right way to say it, but having played something like Gran Turismo or Ridge Racer or something along those lines, and then playing this, like, this is much more similar to like Micro Machines or Wave Race than to like Outrun. Cosmic says he'd have to give it a shot to see if it was good or not.
I agree. It's not. I like the drifting in it. It's cute. The music isn't so bad on some stages. I really, that's all I could speak to this. I've played this maybe for about an hour and then put it away.
Yeah, I gave I think Rally Chase and one of the other isometric ones a try, and it was okay. It wasn't something that really caught my interest. But if you like those games, if you've already badged, like Micro Machines, we saw that they released the Sega Master System version of Micro Machines last time. So there's that one. There's the NES one. There's Wave Race on Game Boy. There's a lot of other ones out there that I think are maybe a little bit more tried and tested as far as like good games. But if you've already beaten those, then maybe this one will be up your alley. And it's Neo Geo CD, so it does sound like it has a pretty decent soundtrack. If you like kind of that Euro techno kind of stuff. So there you go, over top, and looks like it's got some pretty standard stuff. Finished within particular times. Played on different difficulties. Use different cars. Oh, interesting. Cosmic says you like some isometric, but we had one we reviewed that was really bad.
I wonder.
Says they have this on Xbox.
It is on Xbox. Yeah, Neo Geo games, Neo Geo CD got released. All over the place. Those games.
Mm-hmm.
So you can play
Next-
them like everywhere. You can play them on your phone.
Huh. Interesting.
Road Adventure.
Yeah, next up we've got a game called Road
God.
Avenger on the Sega CD. The Sega CD is not a system that I've really delved deeply into the library of. I think the only game I've played on it so far is the Wirehead game. And I know there's a Snatcher on there, which I think is the only Snatcher that has a set on here. So I'm gonna have to play that eventually. But
Slippy's
and the
right.
dungeon. Slippy says this is a FMV
Mhm.
game. Oh,
So
instead of
Sega CD, you have with Sega CD, it was I would say maybe 85% of the library is going to be FMV games. The rest are going to be like your normal games, like either your shooters, your this, your that. You get a lot of like anime-esque games like this. Cadillac and Dinosaurs was another one that was a good game on Sega CD, but it didn't deliver. I felt like Sega CD was kind of short, and then they had like your interactive FMVs, kind of like what Slippy put on Wirehead, or oh god, what was the game that came in with Mortal Kombat that caused the rating system to come up? It's not Snatcher. It's the other one that begins with S. But
No.
either way, it's a lot of FMV games and stuff. Like either go left, right, up, down. I don't know what they were doing with this, but anyway, just keeping on topic with this game. If you're gonna enjoy it, you're gonna enjoy it. It's an FMV game. It's not Pafumel. It's not Kikyo. So, I mean, this is what you get with Sega CD.
Gotcha. I think we might have seen this one either on Sega CD or on a different system, maybe on like a Laserdisc or something. We might have seen this one on one of Master Welch's FMV Fridays.
I was probably leaning towards that. Yeah, I agree.
Let's toss him a shout out since we're talking about him. I don't know if he's still with us or not. Sometimes he pops in here before he starts his stream. I don't know if he's streaming tonight. But
I think
anyway,
he jumped
he
in.
does.
I think he jumped in. He was in here. Yeah, he was here. Welsh was here.
Anyways, but yeah, I feel like the FMV type games, this is that. It's not really a racer, it looks like. It's really just more, hit the button at the right time that shows up on screen kind of game, which is fine. That's the kind of game. It's not my preference, but TJ says Jen is streaming. Gonna go see what she's playing. Cool. He did play a driving FMV, but I'm not sure it was this game. I know we saw him play Wirehead.
We did,
and that one has a driving portion, or sort of driving portion. Has a portion where it's on the road, but you're still hitting buttons to try and dodge things.
Slippy did really good with Wirehead when he played it. Wirehead was actually a review game on Roundtable Review. I don't know what the score that it got, but it was a reasonably good game.
Slippy says he used the guide.
Oh yeah.
He played one where the whole game was driving. Oh, maybe it was that one. I don't know. Next up, we've got a hidden object game called Vampire Secrets. Hidden Mysteries, Vampire Secrets.
Oh, those are fun. Like try to find the items in the background and match them up and stuff. Like Where's Waldo? I like those type of games.
Yeah, I played Wario Sagase, which is Where's Waldo, essentially Search for Waldo, on arcade last time, and so this is probably another game in the same kind of venue. There were a ton of these on I almost want to call them shovelware, but there were just a ton of these on like Steam and on like the Microsoft store back in the I want to say the mid 2000s, and I feel like that kind of really destroyed people's interest in the genre because they got so overloaded with just kind of crappy games. But that doesn't necessarily mean all of them are bad. That Where's Waldo game was actually pretty fun. But these ones are pretty simple, straightforward. Almost a meme badge in a lot of ways. 'Cause it looks like everybody that's tried it is badging it. Looks like almost everybody. And there's already quite a few masters. So there you go. Hidden object game. All right, next up we've got Ninja Gaiden Hack. We're gonna talk about hacks. There's an unlicensed Rock Band X Rockman 8 game on Game Boy Color. That is interesting.
Oh,
That looks really weird in terms of colors.
Oof. Meme set.
Beat any level without taking damage.
Okay.
Defeat the car box without jumping. I wonder if there's any YouTube videos on this one.
If you haven't seen me play Mega Man, I probably die about 20 times within the first 8 seconds of a stream. So there's no way that I'd be doing that without taking any damage whatsoever.
My eyes hurt already.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my god.
Okay, this looks like a good game if you want to have like a jank day. I'm already gonna say that. It's unlicensed, huh? When did this come out? 1999. How weird. Okay, well there you go. There's a Rock Band game that looks. I mean, some people are. I guess there's no masters yet. Looks like the Frostman stage might be pretty hard. What's up with the spelling here?
Oh yeah, look at that.
Huh.
I
don't know what to say about this one.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's on Game Boy Color.
Yeah, it looks like they're using the. These look like the colors you get when your game messes up on NES.
Yeah,
Like,
I know, right?
When you get past the regular color set for Tetris, or when you get into the if you get to Dracula on Castlevania 1 and it glitches on you. Oh hey Welch, welcome back. We were just talking about Road Avenger on Sega CD a while back, and we were wondering if we'd seen you play it during the F&B Fridays because it looked familiar. Yeah. Oh, okay, so it was one of the ones. Master Welch beat Road Avenger on Sega
Oh, you
CD.
did beat it. All right, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, different looking game. Next up, we've got a 2D platformer, 2.5D platformer, I should say, on PlayStation, for Tarzan. So this is from the Disney movies of the late '90s, I think, that had him kind of slipping and sliding along the vines, almost like a skateboarder. That was kind of the shtick with that one.
So Baron.
Yes, sir.
You're gonna hate me. I redeemed a '90s thing, and I would like for you to do the Tarzan call.
I don't remember the Tarzan call. I mean, there's like I could do like the Pitfall one. That's like from the '80s, though. That's like the.
That's the same thing.
Okay. But I mean, that goes back to like the. I guess that goes back to like the 1930s. Tarzan with the when they had the Olympic swimmer dude. Right.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's right.
That's my parents had that one on VHS, and we watched that one quite a bit. I kind of like that one more than I like that one and George of the Jungle more than the Disney Tarzan.
I like George of the Jungle. That was cool.
Watch out for that tree.
Tree dunk. Yeah.
That was good fun. I should watch that movie again sometime. That was good fun. Okay, so there's quite a few levels here. Level 9. Level 10. So there's a lot of collectible achievements here. Yeah, monkey drawings, coins, Tarzan letters. So it sounds like they kind of they kind of ate Donkey Kong Country. Sounds like, which would actually be pretty on point for the way the Tarzan moved. I think we had Foxy play this last Saturday too. So let me look at some of the gameplay here. Wow. The sprite work. I mean, the animation's okay, but that kind of like 3D sprite is not great. And I guess this is Tarzan as a little kid.
It's yeah, oof. A lot of these movie games are just, I don't know.
Oh, and you got a Jane. You got a Jane portion. Is that your health bar? I guess it is. Wow, that is a really insanely long health bar.
I mean, they would have to. Look at the game.
I guess Jane is just really durable. Maybe she's got chainmail on under that dress.
Jane is a tank.
Yeah.
I'd want her going dungeon hunting with me because she's a tank.
Foxy didn't link it. Yeah, this does not look impressive to me. I'm gonna skip this one.
Oh, Sonic! What's up, Sonic? Oh,
Hey, Sonic Ichigo. He starts sorting out his Pokemon Reverse Hollows.
Sonic, do me a favor. Go into, if you're not, in the Scanline Discord and shoot me photos of reverse hollows you got. I'm kind of interested to see what pulls you got. It's a little.
He says the Disney Tarzan had Phil Collins on the OST.
Oh yeah, it did. You'll be in my heart or something. I happen to like Phil Collins. I think he's really good. So yeah, you already think that is the song.
Can't remember what I've listened to from Phil Collins. Isn't he? He's from
Genesis.
isn't he?
Genesis, yes. Jesus, He Knows Me.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not super familiar with all that. And Cosmic says, wasn't George of the Jungle a cartoon originally? I don't know. I just remember the Brendan Fraser movie. That's what I watched. I've never seen the cartoon if there was one.
Magic Vacation.
Next up, we've got a Magical Vacation from a developer I've never heard of, Brownie Brown.
Nah, I was looking at that. I was like, what? It's a role-playing game. Turn-based RPG. Oh, God. Like, I need more of those. Like, I need a hole in my head.
Well, I mean, looks graphics, at least in the picture there, look kind of nice. So it might be kind of a fun little RPG.
Yeah, DW. He was. I grew up listening to Phil Collins, Genesis. Like, I think there was one, I Can't Dance, I Can't Sing. When I heard Jesus, He Knows Me, that was a really good song. I enjoy Phil Collins a lot, but yeah, you're all right. It is kind of sad that he's ill. Yeah, sorry, Baron, about derailing, but yeah, getting back to this one.
Yeah, so it looks like a pretty straightforward set. Just defeat different enemies using different types of attacks. Looks like you get different magic skills, including love magic. That's interesting. That might be like a charm.
Wow, this is a heavy set.
Yeah, completely learn all the different types of spells. Obtain some items, recruit some things. You can recruit a pot. You can befriend furries. Let's see. So I'm gonna guess, just from looking at the types of achievements on here and the types of things you're collecting, this is probably probably aimed at a pretty young audience. Record every entry in the Magic Notebook. Find everything in the bestiary. So I would imagine just going through a regular playthrough, if you're 100% the game, you're going to get most of these achievements.
Probably.
So it doesn't look like a too difficult set. And there's lots of achievements. Like even though they're marked as missable, or even though they're marked as like you know, not necessarily part of progression, I would imagine you'd probably get most of these by playing through the game. You could probably get all the achievements by playing through the game once, as long as you don't miss the missables, right? So there might be areas that you can't go back to once you've gotten past them. So that's the one thing to look out for in RPGs in general for this kind of thing. Let's take a look at this one. Magical Location, GBA gameplay.
I might be interested. See how it looks. Never heard of it before.
I think that music would get on my nerves after a while.
I like that music, what they're doing right there. Doesn't sound bad. I like the Scarecrow. He looks pretty cool. Not like the one from the Return to Oz. Nightmare Fuel.
Also, you get a pretty sizable party. Wow.
That is one long conga line. So basically this game is, what, is there an achievement for make it through 90% of the talking without falling asleep?
I mean, it's an RPG. It's going to have a lot of exposition.
Yeah, I mean, but... Alright, later, Slippy. Thank you for stopping by, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, have a good one, Slippy. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good night. Alright. Well, I mean, that looks like... I guess I already put it on my wanna playlist. That looks like something I wouldn't mind giving a shot at some point. The music is not... can't say the music, like, really attracts me. But,
What is this?
You didn't see one battle there? Yeah, we didn't. It didn't have a battle in that first part, or at least not that we were just kind of skimming through. But graphics seem okay for a Game Boy Advance game for RPG. Next up, we've got Up and Down on ColecoVision. So this is going to be an older game, like early '80s. Yep, '84.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, complete different difficulty rounds. High speed bonus. Driving complete 8 rounds in any difficulty. So this is a racing game. This one's also kind of top down. Let's see, Up and Down. ColecoVision. Gameplay.
Oh, look at that. Little bumps in the road. Looks... Not too bad. Not as horrible as I was thinking, but decent. Decent enough.
A fun little arcade game to play. Done. Alright. Next up we got Cubert's Cubes. So this is, I think this plays out basically just like Cubert does. It's an arcade game, kind of a sequel to Cubert. Mashing cubes. Get at least 350,000 points. Get a bunch of extra lives.
Is this like a homebrew or something?
No, this was a real game. This was, so there's Cubert and there's Cubert's Cubes. Hey, Styles, welcome in.
Hey, what's up, Styles? Thank you for the raid.
Thank you very much for the raid. Let me toss you a shout out here. We are going through the new sets for retro achievements. We're about 2/3 done, I think, with tonight. This one's Cubert's Cubes. We were just going to look at pull up a gameplay video of it. This is Hubert's Cubes. Arcade gameplay. Perfect. Oh, this is somebody at an actual arcade. How about that?
Now that's awesome. Wow, that doesn't look so bad.
See? So it looks like your objective here is to line up the cubes to you're kind of like matching them in a line. So it's got some similar mechanics to regular Cubert, but doing some other different things here. Hey, there you go, Cubert's Cubes. Looks like it's kind of a matching game and avoiding other things on the cubes. Cosmic says it's weird.
It is weird. Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah, it looked like you only had to like match one line to get to the next level. Next up we got Pokemon Fire Red got a new subset where you're going for shinies. So if you're in it for the long haul, I'm not really super familiar with Pokemon to the point of really understanding what a shiny is.
Shiny,
how to get it.
Shiny is so let's put it to you this way: you have a 1 in like 1 in 1,000 chance in a game to get a shiny. Basically, you would have to start the game, and it's a super rare variant color, but it's like you would have to go into the game and fight every single Lapras over and over and over and over again until you get a shiny. That is a humongous undertaking in a Pokemon game. I'll put it to you this way. I was playing Pokemon Violet, and I hatched 400 Charmander eggs before I got one shiny Charmander, and that was 1 out of 400. So you could imagine the older games trying to farm for a shiny. The weight of this is just incredible.
Well, looks like nobody's mastered this particular set yet. Which, I mean, there's probably other shiny subsets for other Pokemon games.
When you get a shiny, it means someone that was a shiner, not a shiny. TW, but yes, same concepts.
Yeah, it looks like these are each worth 25 points. So if you like playing Pokemon, you've already got the regular set done, and you're just going back to play stuff, you might randomly come across a shiny. So maybe it would be good to be playing the subset if you've already beaten the regular set. You know, I don't know that I would try and badge this set. Like, I'd have to. I think you'd really have to love Pokemon to really, really try for one of these. But I think it would be a more interesting use of your time, probably, to try and badge all the regular sets of the different Pokemon games, as opposed to doing this. I think there's some Nuzlocke sets too, and I think those are more interesting than just get the super rare version.
Sonic just dropped some knowledge on us with that.
1 in 8,000 plus.
Yep. that sounds about right, Sonic. We should follow that Pokemon set as a meme for every RA stream we do and see how far it gets.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of sets like that, though.
That is just.
Anyway, let's keep going here. So next up is Hex's Force. This is an Atlas game. Well, it's developed by Sting. So these are the same guys that did, I think, The Little King and some other stuff. Pretty interesting studio with some pretty interesting games. They also did Evolution and Evolution 2, Baroque.
They did Baroque?
Half-Baked Hero. They did a Jetsons game. Interesting. So they've done a couple pretty
Riviera. They did Riviera?
On the Game Boy Advance, at least, looks like, and PSP.
They did.
But yeah,
Oh,
they're a company
they did.
that Atlas publishes a lot of their games. So
Riviera's a
this is
hard game.
Anyway, but this is another
Do you have
RPG.
this game?
I do not. I don't have a PSP. I don't have any PSP games. But anyway, so yeah, here you go. If you're into RPGs, you like a lot of the other Sting Entertainment games, it might be worth a try giving this one a shot. Looks like you got a lot of achievements that are basically completing side quests. It's a little hard to know without playing the game how difficult some of these things are. Looks like there's just a lot of extra side content. A lot of different endings, looks like.
Oh,
So you're gonna
multiple
have to-
ending in an RPG, yeah.
Cosmic says about the shiny set, it's called pain.
Yeah, I agree with him 100%.
Yeah. Accumulate FP. I don't know what that is exactly. Maybe that's the currency. Reach level 99 with the main character. And all weapons.
I wish one of the RPG sets was like complete the game and get the special weapons and you're done. That would be wonderful, wouldn't it?
Well, that last one we looked at, the Magical Vacation, was like that. So, you know, some of them are pretty straightforward.
I gotta
That one
look
looks
at
like
some of the
you'd have to-
RPGs.
Looks like you'd have to beat Hex's Force about 4 times to get at just all the different endings at the very least. Anyways,
Ubisoft. Open season.
Next up, we've got Open Season for the Game Boy Advance, which I think was a cartoon movie.
Yes, it was.
I don't remember that it did very well. I think it kind of came out, kids mildly liked it, and then it kind of went away and got forgotten about for the most part. Yeah. But here you got a 2D platformer. Looks like you got a lot of hard-only achievements.
I think this one, Cosmic, might be Sony. I don't think it's Pixar.
Go back to it. On the box art, it says paint at the top.
He's talking about the Pokemon set.
Really? Pain?
Oh, jeez, it does! Pain leaf green version. No, thank you.
Yeah, that's not quite. I think this is the badge here, but yeah, that's kind of funny. Anyways, you got collect 1-ups in different areas. Hard only though. A lot of damage lists. First visit only, hard only. So I guess you can probably redo stages, maybe to look for extra items after coming back. So maybe like maybe kind of like Mega Man, some of the Mega Man games where you can redo Robot Master stages after beating the Robot Master, kind of thing. Complete any level with the polar bear cheat active. Okay. Well, there you go. If you're looking for a 2D platform to play, this might be interesting. It's another of the Game Boy Advance library. Never played it. Can't really speak to it. Should we look it up?
Open season? Sure, why not? Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I don't think this wasn't a Pixar movie, was it?
No, I don't think it was Sony something. You know what was a good Pixar movie that nobody ever gives it credit? Onward.
Onward.
Onward was good.
That one.
I liked Onward a lot. This looks kind of cute. Oh right, you're fighting the hunters.
Huh.
I'm kind of
Yeah, I think
liking
this had
this.
kind of had some environmentalist messaging in it in the movie, if I remember right.
Yeah, they don't want to get shot and put on people's tables for food. I think that's how the movie went.
Yeah. Well, it looks like a pretty decent platformer as things go. This looks better than the 360 version. I mean, I would think that the Game Boy Advance is obviously not as powerful as the Xbox 360, but you never know. You never know how ports are going to go. And we're watching rather than playing, so we don't know how well how responsive the controls are. But I mean, the animations look pretty fluid. The looks like you have a pretty decent jump. Looks like your attacks have a pretty wide range. You know, the usual things that I complain about with regards to platformers like this is like if the attack forward is like really small or has a kind of a weird angle to it, like when we played Psycho Dream, right? Like that had kind of like the attack always kind of hit up and over. I mean, depending on which upgrades you had and which character you're playing, but they all had very distinct angles of attack, and the animation for it was a little clunky. And it was, yeah, it's kind of weird to get a hang of the range of things. But this one looks like it's, you know, pretty much like straight in front of you and has a pretty long range with your smacking with your backpack. You got kind of a roll there. That's kind of cool. A lot of verticality to it.
Oof.
Might not be a port. Gameplay-wise, the 360 version was completely different. It was a 3D platformer. Oh, okay. So a different game entirely. It's not a port. So the art style is nice, though. To the 360 version was kind of generic.
Yeah, I agree.
The art style
is
really
nice.
Yeah, I would definitely give this one a shot. If I was into platformers, it does kind of surprise me that so many of the achievements are hard only. But I don't know. It'd be pretty fun. Next up, we've got Beyond Good and Evil on the PS2. Yeah, I never actually played this one, but this one got a lot of positive critical feedback when it came out. I have a lot of friends that swear by this game.
Beyond Good and Evil. I bring up gameplay on it. I know that there was supposed to be a Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Yeah,
but I guess it never came out.
Yeah, it kind of got the Duke Nukem Forever treatment, where people kept hearing about it a little bit at a time at an E3 or something. But, 10 years later, 15 years later, still no game. Wolfie says it's enjoyable. He needs to go back to it. Never quite beat it. The second one is supposed to be out this year. Oh, interesting. I will say I generally have doubts about games that spend so long in development hell. Usually they have pretty sad fates.
Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones. I had something in my throat there. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I've heard of Skull and Bones. I think I've seen it. I think you showed me a trailer for it. That one hasn't been that one hasn't been in production that long, has it?
4 years.
That's not long for a game.
It's been
right?
they pushed it back several times. It was it was shown at the last E3, whatever that was. I think it was either 2019 Yeah, 2019. It was shown at that E3. And it's been pushed since 19 or 18, I think. It's been a while.
So it looks like you're taking photos.
It's been. I think it's been so long that my pre-order at GameStop has collected a significant amount of interest.
Huh.
You might stream Good and Evil. If you do, that'll be cool. I've never seen this before. She have like some sword or something on her back?
Get to some combat or something. Looks like you're gonna have a lot of. I mean, there's a lot of story in this, and there's a lot of exploration.
I guess we'd better head straight for the Malago garage.
Oh, we got some
This one's beyond repair.
vehicular sections here.
Well, that's it. Finito. Dead.
Hey, man, what seems to be the problem?
Yep, it's starting to smell like smoked bacon.
So it looks like there's probably a couple different types of gameplay here, like some vehicular stuff, probably some, 3D platforming, battle, kind of stuff. So, got really good reviews. Definitely worth checking out at some point. I'm going to toss that on my list of get to eventually. Give it a shot. There's variants in the game? Yeah. Hey, Drake, welcome in. Did you finish, I guess you rated Guru. Okay. Very cool. How'd your, did you end up getting your, you were working on the Maria mode of Symphony of the Night. Did you get your achievement for it? Or did you finish what you wanted to finish? And this one is Beyond Good and Evil. Okay, so there's some races. Hovercraft sections. Okay. You know, halfway through the game when I played, but it's hard to go back to something when it's been that long. Yeah. Had on PS2, but the camera or the control is inverted. Oh, on PS3. Okay. Yeah, usually in these kinds of games, you can invert the camera. You can have it go, up to up or up to down. Huh. That's some interesting achievos. In a single session, sneak through the Alpha Section's underground quarters in the city without alerting a guard or taking damage more than 2 times combined, and never triggering an alarm or dying. Okay, so there's some stealth sections. You can't change it? Oh, that's kind of dumb. That's it's pretty standard, I would say, in games these days. It wasn't always, but okay. So they've got some pretty specific achievos for different areas for Beyond Good and Evil here, it looks like. Might be kind of interesting to try. Couldn't tell you if they're hard or easy. On Xbox, you can change the controls in the system menu. So anyway, there you go. If you haven't played Beyond Good and Evil, maybe worth a shot. You still with us, Sam?
Talk. Yeah, I'm here. I was letting you talk about Beyond Good and Evil. I was actually looking at gameplay.
Okay.
It's not bad. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what number 2 was going to look like.
Next up, we got 1942. We've seen this one in, I think, quite a few different ways. We played the NES version as one of our Challengers Arena games, I think, and I think Cosmic won that one. But it's a classic game, the beginning of a series. I feel like I kind of like 1944 from that series is probably my favorite. 1943, 1944. The original's okay. This definitely sounds a lot better in the arcade than the NES version, so it'll be a little bit easier on your ears.
It's probably
I
probably
think
is a better soundboard. Let's see, what does this one look
definitely.
like?
Eh, I guess it still sounds pretty. I mean, it's from '84, so I guess
Yep, I mean,
even in the arcade, it doesn't sound that good.
it looks good for a game from '84.
Oh, Cosmic says 1942 arcade is super hard. Haven't been able to beat it yet. Number 2 is actually coming out. That's been coming out next year for 10 years. Yeah, we were talking about that too. That Beyond Good and Evil is one of those games that has it's been expected and been talked up at E3 after E3 after E3.
Yep.
Of course, now E3 is dead. May it rest in peace. But all right. Well, this doesn't hurt my ears. It doesn't really impress, but it doesn't hurt my ears the way the NES version does. Here's one of the bosses. So it's a lot simpler. Like the bullet patterns, I think, are a lot simpler than a lot of bosses these days. Looks like a repeat of the boss.
Oh yeah, those bullet patterns are nothing compared to what we played through today.
The ZX Spectrum sounds better? Yeah, Wolfie. We were talking about it. The NES version, I think, was a challenge, high score challenge. Not this one. And we did I think we did 1944 or 1940X. One of those two.
It was one of the
On
19s that came up that we did a thing on.
Yeah, that one was cool. I think that was 1944, or it might have been 1940X, but it was really cool. Or maybe 1941. I don't know. But it's a good series.
Doesn't look bad. Very simplistic.
If you like shoot 'em ups, this is one of the classics. So play at least one of the versions. You know, NES, Spectrum, arcade. Definitely give that a shot at some point. I think I'll toss this on my list to want to play at some point. Even though I'm not big on shooters, but it's a classic. Okay.
You'd have to try it because it's a classic.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was 1944. Okay. Let's see. Next up, we got Black Bass, Blasto, SD Gundam Gaiden. I've got quite a few left here. All right. How are we doing on time? About
9:55 for me.
So we can go about hour and a half.
An hour and 18 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. So this is a fishing game on Game Boy. So catch basses in all the different weight categories. Catch trout, pike. All right, so just catch them all. Make a fish jump out of the water. Catch at least one fish in both lakes. One fish. Okay, well there you go.
So is anyone in chat? Oh, Cosmic, answer my question. Black Bass games are awesome. Okay. I was just wondering, I've never met a person that's ever played these games before. Or the Cabela games either.
I will say I do enjoy the fishing mini games in a lot of the various games that I've played.
Okay.
So I wouldn't mind giving a game that is 100% fishing a try at some point. So I'll toss this on my list. Might be kind of fun. Drake seconds that. He says Black Bass games are pretty fun. He's heard they're good. But yeah, pretty straightforward set there.
Oh, big old bass.
Huh. Gameplay has a limited color palette.
Oh, the
enough.
joke. Oh God,
I mean,
Blasto.
they've got rainbow trout though. I don't know how they do rainbow trout on a on a grayscale,
Oh
but
my.
who knows? Interesting. All right, so next up we got Blasto on PlayStation. This is a third-person shooter, which means to me it probably plays out like Ratchet and Clank. Maybe I haven't played this one myself. Save all the babes in episode 1. That's fun. Save all the babes in episode 2. Now, are these has anybody played Blasto? Are these like is this cheesecake babes or are these like T-Team babes?
I don't. Back in the day, we were at a friend's house. He put this on, and then I think it lasted 10 minutes, if even.
You can ride a chicken and lay an egg.
I don't know. You want to show gameplay footage of it? I mean, it's just.
You got a nuke-o-matic.
I
don't know. The achievements make it sound like it's got a good sense of humor, but
this game, yeah, I agree with Cosmic 100%. This game does not. It does not look good at all. It's, yeah, they're in bikinis.
Played it if I remember right. It didn't look good. Save all the cheerleaders and the zombies. Hate my neighbors. Kind of gives Invader Zim vibes here.
Yep.
All right, get to the actual gameplay here. Okay. So it doesn't really have defined level areas. Your player character actually looks pretty good for a PS1 player character.
It does, but it doesn't really. I mean, that's about it. All the stages are like this. They're it
kind of gives you a Bubsy 3D vibes.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay. Or Borderlands 3. That's another game that had stages that look kind of like this.
Would this be something you would play, Baron?
You might make a good jank game. Or just, if somebody wanted to request it or something, maybe I'd give it a shot, but probably not something I'd choose to play myself. I mean,
it's alright at the most.
It looks pretty mid.
Yeah.
Not awful. Like graphically, obviously, it means PS1. I don't even know if it's like early PS1 versus late PS1, but it's definitely several steps below something like Ratchet and Clank, which I played. I enjoyed that a lot. That one is like similarly a third-person platformer with some shooting action. But I've seen a lot better games in terms of this style. How is Borderlands 3 catching strays? Oh, I was just gonna say that I remembered a lot of levels that had where you're like going back and forth in very sort of cut off sections where if you fall off, you fall to your death. Borderlands 3, I think it might have only just been in one of the expansion areas. You're in like a space station or something, and you're kind of like jumping between different zones. It's really that game has awful level design in general. So, yeah.
What, Borderlands 3?
Yeah.
Never played it.
The one thing I will say for it has some really excellent sound design for the guns and weapons, and like whatever team worked on those more technical aspects to the game and artistic aspects, Like they had a good team there, but they needed to fire their writers and hire somebody else. Just awful writing, pretty awful dialogue. Just nowhere near the heart of Borderlands 2. At least in terms of like just the quality of humor.
I like
But that
Sly Cooper,
anyway.
Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper. Ratchet and
Hey,
Clank were
Knocker.
fun. What's up, Knocker?
Welcome in, Knocker. All right.
Ratchet
So
and...
next game.
Did you ever play any of those that Cosmic's talking about?
Oh yeah, I played Ratchet and Clank. I really like that one. I think I might have played Jack and Dexter, but I was probably playing a friend's copy because I don't remember playing from the beginning. I think I played some random bit on some random level. I've never played in the Sly Coopers.
Sly Cooper was fun. Oh, streaming Sly Cooper? Yeah, Sly Cooper's is a good... it's a fun game. Oh, Knocker, FYI, they just released Rocket Knight Adventure upscaled HD version on the Switch, and I believe it comes with Sparkster, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, they released it, Rocket Knight Adventure again. It is open. I believe it's open. If you go VGP, might have it, but it is up there. Yeah, it's like full HD version, upscale graphics, all the extra content that was supposed to be in it's now added. So it's it's a pretty nice version of Rocket Knight.
More interested in
the plush and the vinyl.
Well, there you go. That's 90% of the reason of buying like a collector's edition.
I agree.
Or really buying anything physical these days.
Ooh, Gundam.
Anywho, next up we got an SD Gundam game.
SD Gundam Gaiden.
Most of the SD Gundam games, like there's a whole set of them from Band Presto, that are like we played the Battle Pinball game. I think I gave that one to Foxy the Badge, and it's the set for that's kind of insane. But that was one of the most entertaining pinball games I've ever played. There's a couple of platformers that are like Great Battle or something like that. And those are all using like, well, I should say, take a step back. Those are like the Super Robot Wars games where they use SD versions of characters from a whole bunch of different IPs. This one I think is limited to Gundam, and it's kind of there's like this whole, what do I want to say, like a whole franchise of just SD Gundam stuff. And I think this one's like an RPG, kind of in like medieval era, but your character is a little Gundam, like not somebody piloting a Gundam, but like the Gundam is the character. And there's like a whole world full of little, SD Zakus and Gundams and things that are like the citizens of this world.
Oh, it's a role-playing game?
Yeah, there's like a whole series of these. This one's Night Gundam Monogatari, so Story of the Night Gundam. Interesting. Oh, Cosmic says he got Great Battle 3 picked for the review. Yeah. So, you gotta defeat Amuro at some point. Cannon.
I've seen a lot of the SD Gundam series on Super Famicom and Famicom.
Oh yeah.
Huge.
I want to say they're Japan only for the most part, but they had a fair amount of fans, and they made their way onto, I believe they made their way onto like Game Boy and PlayStation, and so on as well. Battle 5 was the one we reviewed. 3 is a janky early SNES beat 'em up. Yeah, so I think this one probably plays out like Dragon Warrior does, but instead of Dragon Warrior, it's Gundams. So pretty fun little game. I'm gonna toss on my one playlist. But it is an RPG, so gonna take a while.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay, finally getting towards the end here. Next up we got Rescue Heroes, Billy Blazes. You play a firefighter. I think this is one of the really, really young, like a cartoon made for really, really young kids in the early 2000s is what this is from. Rescue Heroes. I think I saw commercials for this. I don't think I ever watched an episode. Let's see. Oh, Foxy played this one as well. How do you like it? There's a couple of Rescue Heroes games on Steam. Yeah. There's some secret missions to find.
Oh, Rescue Heroes?
Yeah, there's some damageless and deathless. Really just damageless on these secret missions. Oh, and damageless. Wow, there's a lot of damageless Chivos in this set overall. I mean, that could make it more challenging, more interesting. I would say, given the audience that I expect this game to be aimed at, it's probably pretty easy. Yeah, and we've already got some. There's already some masters on this one. He didn't seem to like it, but I thought it looked fun for a kid's game. Damageless, no, Jake says. I mean, these are the kind of games where the achievements really might enhance it to the point where an adult enjoys it because it's got, like, do it damageless. Like, that might make it fun, whereas the main game itself is just too simple. You did, and GG's on that, sir. He mastered Zelda, he says.
He did master Zelda. That's awesome.
Now on for number 2.
Oh god, Rambo First Blood 2. Oh.
Alright, here we got Rambo First Blood 2 on Master System, which looks like a top-down, I guess I wouldn't call this a twin stick at this point, but it was like a top-down shooter, kind of like, I think we've seen, is it 40 caliber? And, like Ikari Warriors, things like that.
I saw a was play this. This game isn't anything. Oh, wow. What? Free everyone round 1, round 2, round 3. Destroy police cars.
Destroy the final boss. With only
Oh,
16.
come on. Finish the game without being hit.
It's a 100-pointer.
I think I have a better chance of collecting all the shinies than I do being hit. That's a handful. Especially
Very nice. Maybe number 2, but I have the umpteenth console challenge.
Wow, 2,000. Jeez, that's a huge, a lot of points. That is a lot.
Yeah, it's not a hefty set. It's only 29 achievements, but it's got that 100-pointer on there. Finish the game without getting hit. And it's a Master System, so this is Rambo First Blood Part 2 SMS gameplay. Oh, that's cool. You can go into the swamp. He's got a kind of cute running animation there. Yeah, okay. So this is like Ikari Warriors or Cabal, some of those games. Yeah. I don't know. Could be fun. Could be kind of a different game to play. A little bit of that kind of fun, that kind of style. Yeah, probably not a game I'd pick to play myself, but yeah. You need Game Boy Guru for this achievement. I would have enjoyed it when I was a kid. Will not be playing this. Would rather just watch First Blood Part 2 instead. I need to get around to watching some of the early Rambo movies. I think I've only seen the one where he goes to like Afghanistan. I hope they beat Tomb Raider 2 without using a health pack. All right, next up we got Joust. So this was a classic.
Which one? Arcade?
Yeah, the arcade. I believe the NES one already had a set. And I think we played. So we did this one as a challenge. I think we did the arcade one. It was either the arcade one or the Atari one.
I like this one. This is a fun game.
Yeah, this plays out very similarly also to some of the balloon games we've seen. It's just if you know what Joust is, it's classic. It's you got a little flying bird. There's
It's like flying ostrich.
Yeah, flying ostrich.
You just joust
you're
around.
smacking into enemies on ostriches from above them. If you hit from below, you take damage instead. So it's all about positioning and managing the physics of the game, the gravity.
I think I still have the game for the Atari. I think it was in a blue, oh, what was it? Blue card. Up there goes. Now, yep, you repopulate in the middle.
Yep. It's a pretty tough game to get a handle of. We used to play a bunch of it as kids. We had a port to the PC of some kind that we used to play a lot. It was a fun game, just fun game, period. So I'll probably go for that at some point when I'm, I don't know, late night, nothing better to do. I'm still working on that. I'm still working on Galaxian. That stupid fifth round I can't get to.
Bleach.
Next up, we've got an anime game, role-playing game of Bleach, which is another one of those series that never ends.
2006. Bleach has been out for that long?
Yep, it's been going for 20 years, more than 20 years now.
Damn.
That's crazy to think about. But so is One Piece and Naruto. At least there's a different series on of Naruto now. It's like a Boruto now, I think, which is like, anyway. But yeah, Bleach is a series that should have ended probably 10 years ago. You know, if you like the anime, it might be worth checking out this game. It had the anime had this whole thing about Shinigami, which are like death. Essentially in the world that they're in, they're kind of like the angels, and then there's some other sort of more demonic force that you're up against. And if you're a Shinigami or whatever, then you have different things that you unlock, and every Shinigami has different abilities. Yeah, I watched it for a while and got kind of bored eventually.
It's been out that long, yeah. Could get kind of boring. This looks like a role-playing game.
Wolfie says he played a Bleach game on PSP that was pretty decent.
Decent.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine this to be like awful, but it's probably not like great either. It's probably pretty mid. But if you like Bleach, you like RPGs, maybe give it a shot. I'm kind of sick of Bleach. Next up, we've got Doom Troopers on Super Nintendo, which was a run and gun game. I think I watched Lord Pukum's play through this one. It did not strike me as really good. I think it was kind of janky, if I remember right, especially with some of the hitboxes.
Which one is this?
Doom Troopers.
Doom Troopers?
On Super Nintendo.
Another one I never heard of.
And pass through each of the 4 secret stages, beat the game with Mitch Hunter, Max Stainer. Following conditions: brutal difficulty, 1 life, no password. Woo.
Wow. Okay.
Look up this one up. Doom Troopers, SNES gameplay.
Yep, this is a SNES game for sure. The sound of this game, it should be on Genesis. It has that weird Genesis sound.
I mean, it's not quite farty, but it
newer Genesis for the Gen 2 system.
Oh.
It has that muffled-esque sound.
Wow, it has a lot of gore.
There is. It looks it.
Wow. Okay, this has got kind of that 90s edgy kind of feel to it. I wouldn't mind giving this one a shot at some point. Music sounds kind of fun. It's very, very gory. My eldest niece might get a kick out of this one. Not Nacho, but she's all about like Five Nights at Freddy's and Little Monsters.
I love FNAF.
Or not Little Monsters. What was it?
Little Nightmares.
Little Nightmares. Yeah, that one. Give me Earthworm Jim vibes. Yeah, that too. That too. The Bleach Boys. You guys are having fun in the chat. Wasn't a fan of Doom Troopers, Knocker says.
No, Doom Troopers, it doesn't even look good.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty mid game. I mean, it's definitely got that like we're trying to be edgier, darker, grittier kind of sense to it, which usually doesn't spell anything good. But I don't know. I didn't like the I don't like your main character's sprite and some of the enemy sprites, just the way that they are. They stand out too much from the background a little bit. Like you want them to stand out from the background some, you know, because you want to be able to know, oh, that's an enemy there. But
No,
I don't know, a little. It just seemed weird.
Ah, whatever. What's the next one?
Yeah, let's move on. Yeah, Postman Pat. So another Postman Pat game on GBA. Rune Patchwork Heroes. So these are kind of the last one we looked at was kind of a meme set that was kind of an educational game. It looks like Cassie already badged this one. This one's a 2D platformer on GBA.
It looked cute. I was looking up a video on it because I've never seen, Postman Pat, except for like the other game that we looked at, and it looks alright. Kind of like a little cute kids game.
Yeah, it looks like the set's pretty straightforward too. Just there's stuff to collect in a bunch of levels that might be a little bit. Those are probably gonna be the hardest achievements, but the rest of them is just finish the level. I see Drake and Cosmic are going back and forth with Beach Boys jokes. It was worth the points for the effort. Oh, for Doom Patrol, or not Doom Patrol. That was Doom Troopers or whatever. Next up, we got Rune Viking Warlord. So this is an action adventure from Human Head Studios.
This is
I'm not familiar with this one.
PS2.
Yep, PS2 game. There's a giant anglerfish. Interesting.
Since you and I have never seen this, why don't you bring up the gameplay on it?
Sure.
It looks. The cover looked like something off of a CD game for the PC. Oh Lord. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh man. Some games just really don't age well, do they?
Yeah, this kind of reminds me of like some of the early Gothic games. Maybe like KOTOR 1. that level of
It's an action
visual
RPG.
quality.
Wolfie says action RPG. Oh.
All right. Oh, so maybe Gothic was a good one to compare it to. Got some jumping around. I mean, you know, looks decent for the time it was made.
Apparently the weapons master doesn't share the village's high opinion, boy.
Got a lot of platforming and
Dungeon exploring.
exploring, looks like. Let's get to some combat. Oh, okay, here's some combat.
I kind of think he's dead. He's done.
Oh, that's some slowdown. I don't know if that's the emulator or what.
This one's pretty.
I mean, might be worth a shot. For if you really enjoy like God of War, maybe, or some of those games.
It looks
Tomb Raider.
alright.
Yeah, looks like it's gonna be probably pretty mid. Not like good, but not like bad either. Just somewhere in the middle. Competent. Gotta love that lava, right?
Right, I know.
Texture.
Early game lava looks excellent.
Yeah, looks about on par with I mean, it looks about on par with a lot of the games of that era. You know, like maybe like Quake 1, Quake 2 ish.
It looks alright. Well, what's the next one?
Yeah.
Move on. Let's see
keep
what
moving.
else.
I do want the set a little bit though. Okay. Obtaining items. Obtaining runes. I'm guessing that's kind of like spell, probably. Only have one album. It's great. A lot of things to use in the head. 89%.
Now there's
89%
an achievement right there. Alcoholic, drink 25 steins of mead. There we go.
There we go. I mean, mead can be pretty good.
Can't
Wolfie
be.
says it's got 89% on Steam. That's a pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good score. That puts it in like above average. Yeah. Next up here we got Patchwork Heroes on PSP, which is an action and puzzle game. Feel Good Captain, Captain Gunko, Steadfast Captain, Captain Legend. Okay.
Have you ever seen the gameplay for this?
Pro. No, I have not. I'm gonna look up this one too. Heroes PSP.
Bless you, Drake. Bless you. That's insane.
Through all of the Zelda games already.
That would be one hell of a. What was it like? Nice badges that you'll have. That's for sure.
Well, so you've got let's see. Probably most of them are going to be the portable ones.
Oh wow, really?
Pretty sure Chrono has most, if not all of them. Yeah. So there's the NES ones, Super Nintendo ones, Game Boy ones, Game Boy Advance ones, DS ones, and N64 ones. Because I don't think there's Achievos for Wii or GameCube yet. So you wouldn't be doing Twilight Princess. You wouldn't do Skyward Sword, or Wind Waker. I don't think.
There aren't that many Zelda games. Probably Oracle of Seasons, Ages, 3DS. You probably would have Spirit Tracks, Phantom Hourglass. Oh no.
Well, this one kind of interesting. Oh, interesting.
You're chopping up the ship.
So this is kind of like those Kicks games. Huh. Interesting. You know, I might add that one to my list of want to play at some point. That looks interesting. Not like the graphics don't wow me or anything, but it gameplay looks kind of interesting.
Oh, GameCube on RA. Yeah, that would be interesting to see. Yeah, N64. If you do that, or Ocarina. I hope if you do stream Ocarina, that would be an amazing stream. That game is excellent. Lupin the Third.
All right, getting to the end here finally. I got Crash Tag Team Racing. So this is another kart racer. Kind of similar to Mario Kart or Konami Crazy Racers, some of those ones. I haven't played this one myself, but I did get it when it came out on Switch. I'm not sure if that's the same game or not, but my niece played the one that was on Switch and did not like it. I guess it was Crash Team Racing rather than Tag Team Racing. But it's probably the same team. So this one receives the Nacho seal of disapproval, I guess.
Oh wow.
But at least for the KTR Crash Team Racing version. But that's not to say the original was necessarily equal or the same as the Switch one, or I'm not even sure if they're exactly the same game. But it's another kart racer. If you've already done the Mario Kart games, if you've already done Konami Crazy Racers, if you've already done that what was it, the wheels Wacky Wheels game,
Crazy Racers was fun.
Yeah. Wolfie says Crash Racing is pretty good. Huh.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, if you like the kart racing games, I would say give this one a shot. But it probably from aside from Wolfie here, I have mostly heard bad things about the Crash ones from people I know who played them, but I have not, so I can't speak to it personally. But Wolfie gives it his seal, so maybe worth a shot. Next up, we've got a coin collector subset for Mario 64. So we've seen what was it? There was a subset that was basically collect all of the stars, and there was like some minimalist subset chivos of beating the game with like fewest stars available, performing the glitches to get there, at the end before you're really supposed to.
Oh, this is a subset.
And there's a subset for getting so many stars and beating the guy in such and such a time, beating Bowser in such and such a time. This one looks like it's more about just collecting all the coins in each level, or at least some of the levels. So this is probably significantly easier than the what was it, Speedrun and Lazy Lakido. Sark was complaining about the Lazy Lakido being too hard, but
did he get it done though?
I don't know.
Yep.
It looks like he did.
Yep, he did. Wow.
All right. Cheers to Sark then. But
he is a badging master. Ooh, Foxy's on this.
Yeah, it looks like Foxy already did it.
Foxy
did it, Krana did it. Gorgar, Knocker, Pulse did it.
Sarconius, Cassie.
Well, never mind recommending this one. Everyone's already done this one.
Yeah, so there we go.
All right, so there's a fairly achievable subset. Next up, we got Lupin the Third, Treasure of the Sorcerer King. I think there was some other Lupin the Third game we saw on PS1 a while back. I don't know if this is made by the same studio, Van Presto. Yeah, I think it is. I think if we go to Lupin.
They have all the detective games, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah, and they do the Great Battle games too that we were talking about. Huh. I'm not seeing another Lupin the Third game. Well, anyway, Lupin the Third. It's a action stealth game on PS2. Looks like most of these are progression. Beat them with different characters. So, of course, in Lupin the Third, you've got Lupin, Goemon, Chiken, and Fujiko. Very classic, pretty lewd 80s cartoon anime about a jewel thief. What do you call that? The gentleman thief, Arsene Lupin, is the grandson of Arsene Lupin. Pretty zany, comedy-centric show. Lupin Third, Monkey Punch. Nice.
Seems
Solid sneak.
All right.
Single pickpocket item. All right. Nothing on here looks too unachievable. Looks pretty straightforward set. It's let's see, Lupin the Third, Treasure, Sorcerer, King, PS2 gameplay.
Kind of probably looks straightforward. Jeez.
Just can't go in there, okay? It's a private.
This is a PS2 game?
PS2 game, yeah.
It looks good for PS2, I'll admit.
It looks like they're going for Metal Gear Solid-esque type stealth gameplay. You know, this one looks pretty cool. I'm gonna put this on my one playlist. Mountainous. Yeah, Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji. So Fujiko is like child of Fuji, or Fuji counter, because Ko is like a universal counter for like 1, 2, 3.
I
4.
thought Yama meant mountain.
Miyama means mountain. But Fuji is the volcano that sits over a lake that's huge. That's always
Mount
in a lot
Fuji.
Of, Mount Fuji, yeah.
That's in all the Godzilla movies?
Yeah, it's one of the trademark Japanese landmarks. Well, not trademark, but it's one of the major landmarks in Japan. Was also pretty tricky.
It was also tricky. Oh.
Next up, we got Dolphin Blue.
Man.
So this is a really interesting Sammy game on arcade.
This game's fire.
We looked into this a little bit, maybe not in this show, but we looked into it a while ago when we were looking at some of the other Sammy games.
This game,
I think Top Hunter is a Sammy game too.
I think so. I played this game in the arcade, and it is a clone of Metal Slugs, but damn, this game was good. I mean, I want to get this game working to see if I could really play it. It's a really cool game.
Yeah. Something to mention with this one is that so a lot of the arcade games we play for Retro Achievements, we play on the Final Burn Neo core. And the Final Burn Neo requires some different things than the MAME core does. I don't know if the MAME core inside RetroArch supports achievements. You might have to get a separate standalone emulator. I'm pretty sure there is a version, but Blue Dolphin here is only available on MAME. It's not. There isn't a ROM for it that I've seen on for Final Burn Neo. So something to mention.
So it was put out by Fishy Heads for Dreamcast. Came out on Japanese Dreamcast. Whoever these people are, Fish, whatever it is, they have some pretty ridiculously rare type of games, like physical copies for the systems. And this is actually one game I've been after for a very long time on Dreamcast, and I've never really seen it come up. It is cool. I mean, it's a pretty cool game and should play decently well on Dreamcast, but it is notoriously hard. When I played this in the arcade, it will eat your quarters. It's a hard game.
Oh yeah, it sounds like the music is pretty much Metal Slug too.
Yep.
That's straight up Metal Slug music. What the heck?
Well, a gimmick. The gimmick of this game, the big gimmick of this game, is that you're fighting a lot in the water. You have a dolphin. The dolphin goes with you. The dolphin is your, like your friend or something like that. And basically, you ride on the dolphin to shoot and blow stuff up, and it's like Eco Crisis type of thing. So it's not bad. It's a fun game for the most part.
Yeah, it looks really cool, but it definitely rings true that is a
Metal Slug clone.
Metal Slug clone
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely is.
All right, so let's go back to last week and we'll the weekly, see what people have been up to. So
I
for our
haven't
group,
been up to anything, so you could skip over me.
let's see. Let's start with Knocker here, and Wise joins our chat here quite a bit. Foxy. Of course. We could talk about Lexi. Of course, if we talk about Lexi, we should talk about Cassie. Yep, as well. And RBK.
Drake.
And Drake.
And DW.
Is DW?
DW's doing retro achievements, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't. Let's see. Maybe he's further down the list. We got Cosmic. We got Zash. Coach. Doesn't look like Wolfie was active this last week. Unless I'm missing something. Oh, and Sand, of course. Unless I'm missing something here. Wolfie says he hasn't done RA in a few months.
Oh, you haven't done RA in a few months? All right.
That's true. We already talked about what Drake did. Drake did Zelda.
Yep.
And I think you're finishing out Fantasy Star was also last week. So Knocker, we just saw on Discord he mastered Cotton Fantastic Night Dreams on PC CD. So GG's on that, sir. That's a fun one. I gotta play more of the Cotton games.
Oh, Twinkle
and
Bee. Oh, Twin Bee.
Twin Bee.
Yeah, Twin Bee's an awesome game.
Yeah, that is a lot harder than it seems like it would be. Like the general like art style feels very kid friendly and childish and stuff. And I feel like the first level is not bad at all, but some of those later levels in that game pretty tough.
Wow, look at all those Mega Man badges he has. Jeez.
Oh yeah, Knocker's one of our local kings of Mega Man. And looks like he's getting close to the Symphony of the Night badge for the PlayStation 1 version. And Sonic the Hedgehog.
And Strider.
On Super Master System and Strider. Yeah, I think we watched Foxy badge this one too recently. I think that was the Mega Drive version. So pretty good set. Like small but challenging. Cotton is hard. I have one achievement for Symphony of the Night. Yeah. And our friend Wise, he's been playing some Metal Slug Advance. Ooh. Astro Boy Omega Factor. I'm gonna guess that Knocker recommended that one to him. Possibly.
I wonder if it's a good game. Oh, Marble Madness.
Marble Madness. That's a classic. We played that one for Challenge 2 weeks ago. Or last week?
The thing might have been last week.
Yeah. And he recently badged Double Dragon Advance.
That was a crazy set.
We were watching him do that one. And he goes nuts with Contra. He gets into like 9-10 plus loops. Pretty crazy.
Yep, we saw him do Bayou Billy.
He badged Bayou Billy the other night when we were watching too. That's pretty nuts. Yeah, and he's got Super C. He's got TMT. Wiseman's kicking butt. Next up, we got
Wow,
Foxy.
Foxy's got badges.
Yeah, Foxy's way up there. He's number 182. He's been working on Harvest Moon 64. Cosmic got him started on Jade Cocoon. You saw that. He'll be doing that more tomorrow. Let's throw out some shout outs here while we're talking about folks.
Jade Cocoon is
Knocker.
pretty cool. If you go through this, I could probably do the shout outs. Oh, you did Foxy. All right. Let's see.
Yeah.
Jade Cocoon is not bad.
And he's playing this one on
Snowboard
Free Play
Kids.
Friday.
Oh, Snowboard Kid too.
Yeah. And this one I think is one of our. I think this is a review game for the week. Space Goals on the NES. It's a homebrew. And this is a challenge game. Bubble Bobble.
Oh, Bubble Bobble.
So I'm gonna have to boot those ones up on Tuesday or Thursday. It's my request day. Welcome in, Jen.
Hey, what's up, Jen? How are you doing?
Welcome in. Lexi has been up to Mega Man X. Well, it's really a hack of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 that puts Mega Man X in there. That was we saw her playing that one yesterday. I think maybe earlier today even. Kind of a weird one. Very weird game. Weird hack. And there's the tournament disc for Sonic Adventure. We covered that one last week. Pac-Man.
It looked interesting. When I was in Lexi's stream today, that Mega Man game, it looked pretty good because it's all Sonic levels, but it's Mega Man inside the Sonic levels, so it looks good.
Yeah, it's different.
It's definitely different, that's for sure. Wow, Cassie's been up there too.
Cassie's been she's been doing RPGs, looks like. So you got Phantasy Star 4 on the Mega Drive.
She's playing that now.
Grandia. Yeah. Oh, is she going now? We should get her
Yep.
shout out here.
He has a nice bald head.
Yes.
I do, right? Oh, Pokemon Puzzle League, Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah. I should toss this one on my one to play. Yeah, I could do a game like that. But anyway, yeah, Cassie's all about the DDR games. And then we've got RVK, who's one of our shoot 'em up masters. He's been playing Kingdom Hearts Recoded on the DS.
Oh, so that's what he's been playing?
Mystic Quest. And Bubble Bobble.
Test Drive 4 he didn't start, and something Rally. All right.
Yeah, looks like he just booted those up. But anyway, so he's been pretty active. And then Drake we were talking about before. Legend
Got the
of
Zelda.
Looks like he booted up some Bloodlines.
Phantasy Star, Asteroids, Color of a Ninja.
Yeah, got Color Ninja and Phantasy Star. Working on Phantasy Star 2. Need to do PS4. Yeah. Those are good ones. Let's talk about Saiyan next. Looks like you booted this one up. Did you boot that one up just while we were talking about it?
Yes. Well, no, yeah.
And then Zero Egar on the PCFX.
That one I'm going to work on. That one's a lot of fun. Aeroflash, I'm still doing pretty well on it.
Yeah, we saw you doing that one on Replay Friday. And then
I'm going to be
Star
doing
Soldier,
that on Friday.
Yeah, and Star Soldier we saw you try last week. So, there we go. Cosmic. Been doing Odd World, or at least booted it up, looks like. The review game we were talking about, Space Goals, challenge game, Bubble Bobble. RoboCop vs. Terminator. This was our review game last week. And then Timon and Pumbaa's Jungle Games. That was our challenge game last week for Scanlines.
How is that,
Checking to see if it
Drake?
worked.
Symphony of the Night on Genesis. I heard that was the big news, and everyone was talking about it, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Tin Star.
Just a demo, but it looks great. Interesting.
Wait, who's this? Oh,
So next up
Zash?
we got Zash. So Zash is another one of our shoot 'em up masters. We talked about Elemental Master last week, so I guess he's kind of strange because I feel like I've watched him on his channel play something different. But okay, 10 star on Retro Achievements anyway. 10 star was the last one he played. That one is a run and gun, I believe. No, rail shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That might be interesting sometime. We got Coach. To participate in these reviews, so like get yourself a Retro Achievement, an account on Retro Achievements, and start playing retro games with Retro Arch, some of the cores on Retro Arch, and then you can start earning achievements. And we'll, if you follow us on Retro Achievements, either BaronMetz or San 199, we'll include you in the list here of what we're talking about. So if you have I pinned the link.
It's all on the computer, Jen.
Yeah. So these are all like you're playing on. There's a version on your phone, so you can go on like the Android store, and there's a Retro Arch there you can get for free, and there's a Steam one as well if you want to get it on Steam. And there's a standalone, and I think the standalone is probably the better one to get because you have a little bit more control over it. They update it more often. Steam one works for most things though, so yeah. Anyway, Coach has been working on Cast of Illusion on his morning streams, and he just beat Star Tropics 2.
Star Tropics 2. He's got a little more left on that.
Yeah.
Oh, and Star Tropics, that's cool.
Yeah, Coach generally plays things to beat them, and if he gets all of the achievements, great. If not, not a big deal. He'll go for the ones that are on his way for the most part, but not. He doesn't worry too much about badging things, as you can see. But
he
cool.
he plays the game just to play the game through to beat it, and if he gets the achievements, he does.
Yep.
I like that attitude.
For me, I kind of messed up this last weekend. I was supposed to stream some more of Etrian Odyssey, but ended up having headaches and watching other people hanging out in their channels. So I booted up Hex's Force just to make sure I had a working copy, because this is what I'm going to play tonight for the just an RA game. Pick an achievement to go for. I started work on the Japanese thing on DS, the Japanese coach game. This is actually pretty cool tool. It's like educational for learning the language. Because it's on the DS, you actually have that drawing part of it to it as well. So it helps you to like draw out the characters and get to writing some of those things. I haven't gotten to the point where they're teaching like kanji, and I hope they do, because that's really what I need more of. So I've been doing this, and I've been doing some of the Cosmic got me a game, or pointed out a game to me on Steam that I picked up. That's like it's a couple different mini games put together for training kanji and stuff. So that's cool. I'm not really doing that for the retro achievements per se, but it has achievements, so might as well. And then I've been working off and on this, trying to do 1,000 lines a day towards these achievements that are basically just grinding out lines for Tetris. Is it fun? I mean, to me, education is fun. Like learning new things and getting better. I want to be able to play a lot of Japanese games without having to rely heavily on machine translation, which is kind of what I do now. At least for games that have a lot of kanji in them. If it's a hiragana only game, I'm usually pretty okay. Like I can play through without too much trouble. But the further along you get in games, and anything that's aimed at a high schooler or above, is going to have a lot of kanji. So
there were a lot of. There were a lot. I was watching it last night and play it. There's a lot of like little games that are in there like little mini games, card matchup games and stuff to help you. If you're answering like if it's fun Cosmic, yeah, I would give it a whirl and like see if you like it. It seems like it's a lot of fun. I'm gonna try it out. Not get the badge for it, but I'm definitely gonna try it out and see how it is. I think the game was fun.
Yeah, if you complete all the lessons, you basically have the badge. The only thing you have to do after that is play the mini games, each of the mini games on hard, and beat them at least once. Which, you know, depending on which things that they're asking you in those can be harder or easier. But anywho, the hardest mini game is this one that's like a the Bash a Mole game at the arcades. It's basically that, but every mole that pops up has a different word, and you're supposed to match the word that you're going for. Like there's a particular word that you're trying to hit, and words that you're trying not to hit, and so you're basically just you get points for hitting the right one and get points off for hitting the wrong one, kind of thing. Anyway, I also booted up some games that I was recommending to Wise Man the other night. So Counterpunch and Elevator Action, just making sure I had found the right versions that are linked to the Cheetos.
Those are the first time those words have been uttered on this channel. Jeez.
Education is fun. And then I gotta get back to Etrian Odyssey 2. Everything after that is, prior to last week. But anyway, that's what we've been working on. So, going back to the list of new achievements, I'm gonna boot up some Hex's Force. What is your Mr. Saiyan? What is your
oh yeah, my weird game. Well, it's not the dolphin game. That's for sure. I gotta get that to work. Let me see. Come on. Hopefully my computer won't blow up.
Alright, I'm gonna switch to streaming the my PSP emulator here. Hey, Waz, welcome in.
Ooh, your game is nice and fancy.
So,
this is bad. Yeah, this computer's got reasonable slowdown.
Let me pull up the list on this one. Hopefully there's one for just like defeating the first boss. Oh, here we go. There's an achievement for viewing the opening movie.
Yep, I saw that, and I was like, all you would have to do is just sit there and watch the opening movie.
Well, there we go. You can even do a little speed up here. Oh, what?
Yeah, mine's having trouble streaming it. We might have to watch you for tonight. And I had that fighting game open too on RetroArch, and I'm like, why isn't it? I don't.
Easy.
Yeah. Let's
We're
watch.
doing pretty good, Oaz, I'd say. I had some pretty bad headaches and migraines over the weekend, but I feel like I'm better now. Yeah. How about you, man? Are you? I know he just got back from a bunch of conventions, right? You feel like you were recovered from those?
That's why it wasn't USB.
In the opening video of this game, because there's an achievement for it, and gives us some time here while Saiyan is combating technical difficulties.
You just mean, yeah, that's a nice way of saying slow ass computer. Wow, that really looks cool. The opening looks good. Yeah, you haven't been playing anything over a week. You've just been too busy.
Have a good night, Wolfie. Thanks for stopping in. I think you got dehydrated, took the day off, and slept for about 1. Nice. Drinking a lot of water. Well, good.
That's a good idea. And there you go. You did the achievement.
Indeed. All right, let's seriously go for like the try and get to like the first boss. Oh, you get different stories. Okay, we can be Cecilia, teenage girl who serves as a cleric at the Great Temple of Delphina, bored of the daily repetition, skips her daily prayers and heads to the garden. Here's the tale of conflict
Oh,
of the girl's
when is the
age.
next time you're gonna be doing one of the cons?
Go this one.
Vending. Because that's what stinks. You come home with stuff, and it's like, you never want to come home with stuff, from what I've heard from vendor friends. I don't know how much longer you want to go for.
Did you get your first achievement?
This is a fighting game, so you got to go through the entire game.
I think there's probably achievements for beating each character, right? So you'll probably get one at this next fight.
Southeast Gaming Exchange. That'd be cool. That's huge. That's all games, though.
It is about 9 o'clock, and we start about 6, so it's gone about 3 hours now.
About
so it's probably about time to close it out.
This is not a bad game.
This is going to be a typical RPG with like 20 to 40 minutes of story exposition before your first fight. So.
It's true. It's a long opening. I looked at it. It's a good RPG, though. It's a nice looking RPG, too.
Yeah, Knocker, Saiyan is playing Super VG. Have a good one, Jen. Thanks for stopping by.
All right, Jen. Take off for the night. Thanks.
Two vehicles for this one, so that would be the tricky part. Oof. Yeah, requiring 2 vehicles to get your stuff there that's if it's any fair distance, that's pretty rough.
It's not bad, Knocker. It's a little janky, but it's not bad.
Hitless fights and said, "I'm good." Yeah, that's kind of what our commentary was earlier when we were talking about it.
Hitless fights? Yeah, no. Hitless fights, you gotta get really good at a game. If it was hitless from Mark of the Wolves, I might go after that.
It's about 20 minutes for this one. Yeah, 20 minutes isn't too bad if you have to take 2 cars. It's still a pain, but that's not too bad. A few hours would be woof. That's that's like 2 whole gas tanks, essentially.
You'd have to probably, with the amount of stuff you have, you'd probably have to rent a van. I never put this on RR. Mark of the Wolves, I put on RR. Yeah, and no one... I bounce it back and forth.
Yeah, I totally forgot to add stuff to our like running list of things to add to RR later. We should probably add that open season game. and Super VG would be potentially interesting. And that's on SNES. Yes, indeed.
I don't even know, like, I don't even think in my years of playing arcades, you know, looking at bless you,
Sorry.
X-Men versus Street Fighter Tour, like all that stuff. I don't ever have I seen someone play an arcade game and not get hit. Oh, Steam Hearts. I love me some Steam Hearts.
Yeah, but it's on SNES though, Knocker. I don't think there's going to be any worries of that sort, the way there was with Steam Hearts.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, is there a PC CD version?
Yes.
Oh boy.
So I gave Welsh a game called Phantasm. Thought it was based off of the movies. It's not. Very disappointing on that. And basically, he said, "Yeah, that's a definite no-go because it's a FMV game for Saturn." And he's like, "That game is don't ever stream that game." And I'm like, "Why?" He says, "There's a lot of bad things." And I said, "Okay, I'll take your word for it." Man, she's kicking my ass. I'll have to try the CD. I'll look for the CD one of this. I think there might be a CD version. What is it for, like PC Engine or? Yeah, Cotton's amazing. I like Cotton. Cotton's fun. Oh my lord! Yeah, okay. How are you gonna do this damageless? This is on like the lowest setting possible. Either I'm rusty or this game is. I just. Oof. Man. Oh man, I found some retro game with a lot of Yeah.
Should pixelated games with lots of bad things.
This is oof.
I mean, there's a whole mature genre, or genre is maybe the wrong word for it, but there's a list of games on RA where they have associated things. Yeah, there's a lot of different lists that they have. There's a Yuzo Koshiro list, which is cool, and there's a mature list. So yeah, and there's a game that is both. That is some kind of running game where you're like trying to lose weight. There's nothing really bad on it, but the main character is basically in a workout fitness kind of outfit the whole time, so it's a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah, it's I forget the name of it, but it's some running game. It's kind of a meme set. You're basically just jumping. It kind of plays out like the what is that Google dinosaur game where you're just jumping. It's just you're constantly running. Like you don't have any control over left or right, but you like just jump to avoid things or to grab things. And the point of the game, it's kind of like that penguin game actually that Sark was playing, where
I like that game. It was cute.
Make sure you're avoiding the cake and picking up other stuff instead.
That game was adorable. He was playing last night. Drake, send the Castlevania thing to me. Now, see, you have to spark my damn interest. Like, I mean, it's, thank you.
What are we going to do with you, Sam? What are we going to do with you, man?
She's horrible. Oh, I can't. I'm done.
This is going to take too long to get anywhere with. Did you get an achievement over there?
No. Keep on getting knocked out too quick. Oh, man. If you want to read someone, let me know.
Yeah, we're at the 2.5 hour mark. I got the 0 pointer for watching the opening to this game, and I mean, I'm interested in checking it out a little bit more, but it's probably a game I would want to stream the whole thing of, probably on my channel or something, rather than do it here. But Master Welch started up. Should we rate him?
Oh God, he's playing Life on Mars. Sure, let's read him.
Alrighty. Well,
I
thanks
got
everyone
him.
for coming out. Thanks for sticking with us as we went through the new. Oh, okay, you already covered
I
it.
had him in.
Yeah, thanks for sticking with us as we covered the new sets for this week. We'll be back again, same RA channel, same RA time next week on Monday, and we'll be doing various things throughout the week as usual. There's our schedule, so feel free to come back and join us for there's a Team Up Tuesdays potentially tomorrow night. Actually, I think it's like the third Tuesday of the month is
Think
Team
so,
Up
yeah.
Tuesday.
Think so.
But Wednesday night we'll have our usual monster hunting. Thursday we'll have the clubs, the system clubs. Friday is free play Friday. Yeah. So feel free to join us, and we'll probably be streaming here and there on our own channels. So yeah.
All right, everyone, and I think Baron might stream tonight, more Archery and Odyssey, so watch out for him. And that's it. So thanks everyone, and we'll rate now and say hello to Master Welsh, and later, everyone.
Yep. Have a good one.